I was sent these JP Petco trimmers to test out, and now that I've used these for a little while, here's my thoughts. Let's start with the pros, and there's a lot of them. Let me just start by saying that these are only 60 quid. So if you're not looking to spend an awful lot of money on 5-in-1 trimmers that probably get donkey kicked out of your hand a couple times and then they might break, this is a really good price point, and the replacement blades are only a tenner, I think. And I really like the way the blade is angled. So compared to my Mastercut 5-in-1s, there's just a bit more of an angle. So I just feel like these are just a bit more agile around pads and hygiene areas. And I really like the fact that it's a 5-speed trimmer. And I thought originally that this was going to be a negative for me, but you have to press and hold the power button to turn these on. When I first took these out of the box, I was just frantically pressing on the button, thinking that nothing's happening, even though their battery was full. But you just have to press and hold and they turn on, which I think is a really good idea, because that way you don't turn these on by accident if you're fiddling around with a dog. And then moving on to not necessarily cons, but things that I have noticed that I don't like as much. The longest blade on these is very, very short. So in comparison to my Mastercut trimmers, I like, if I'm doing like a 7 all off on a dog, I like swapping to my trimmers to do their muzzle, but I have found that the longest setting on these is just a little bit too short. So I'm still moving over to my Mastercut trimmers to do short faces and such. And I wish these had some kind of memory to remember what speed setting you have these on. I like going for number 3 a lot of the times, and I just wish that it stuck to that, you know. And I do wish these had a stand rather than just a lead to charge them, but I think the team is already working on a charging stand for these, so it's just a little minor inconvenience at the moment. I just really like plopping my trimmers and clippers onto a stand when I'm done with them, but you know what, that's just a minor detail. I'm not too bothered by it, but overall these have been really lovely. I really like using these. These are definitely going to stay in my daily kit and then potentially swap out to my Mastercuts when I need to do short faces.